fellow Rangers. I'm Ranger Soulbag guy here. Soulbag Great. Gosh dang it, what is it again? We're playing Quake II today. But not just any version of Quake II. Specifically Quake II as it was on the Nintendo 64, which is its own unique experience. Hey, is it Bladestorm? Good to see you, dude. Hope you're doing well, man. Okay, there has been something in my milk duds. What is this? This is Quake II on the 64. Although we're actually playing it using the latest remaster that came out, which thankfully had a copy of this game. And all the really cool quality of life changes and stuff they have in it. So it runs way better than it did on the 64 natively. So if you don't know what Quake is, the Quake franchise, it's a series that unfortunately has not really gotten its praises as much as Doom has. It's made by the same people. But Quake came out after Doom. Doom really had established the first-person shooter genre long before there was even a term for the genre, back when it was still called Doom clones. The game that preceded this, or the game that came before this, I should say, is Quake. A mess of a development cycle and constant bickering of what the direction of the game should be. Eventually would set forth the absolute mixed bag of a masterpiece. That would be the first Quake. The very first of its kind. Fully 100% 3D FPS. All FPSs quite literally before that game came out. Back in 1996. Were all like 3D environments, but most of them were like 2.5D. To where it looked 3D when you moved around. But there was some programming trickery in the background to make it run really nice and smooth, with the unfortunate side effects of not being able to look up or down because you weren't actually in a fully 3D environment, you just looked that way. And then you had your 2D sprites running around causing chaos, shooting back. Quake changed all that. Quake made everything fully 3D. The characters are fully 3D, your weapons are fully 3D, the environments are fully 3D. It really was an absolute leap in technology, and it would set forth a huge ripple effect that would affect so many games. There's games today, modern games coming out today, that still have certain bits of legacy code from the original Quake in its code. It's that impactful. Unfortunately, Quake, even though it doesn't get its praises sung as much as it should, a game that gets its praises sung even less is Quake II. Why, I couldn't exactly tell you why I think Quake II is amazing. But I think it was just due to generally it challenging the then norms of first-person shooter design. Quake II had a very different approach to its game, single-player wise. I believe all the levels were interlinked, so it wasn't just like running around corridors, shooting all the things and trying to get out like super fast, like a time trial. This one this one had a bit more of a maze where you not only had to go find stuff, but you had to go and backtrack to completely different levels. Oh jeez. And I think it confused a number of people playing it. Me personally, I grew up on the original Quake way more because my uncle had it on his PC, but I actually played the Nintendo 64 version of it, which was actually fairly close to the PZ presentation, with the exception of obvious scaling back of certain assets and maps and stuff in order to fit the cartridge size. But they actually managed to do it, which is kind of impressive. Quake II, on the other hand, the Nintendo 64 release of the game, is a completely different beast. Yeah, we need to find the explosives for this. Yeah, if you played Quake 2 on PC and then you went and played it on the Nintendo 64, it plays completely different. Completely new, like, open world map, or not, I shouldn't say open world map. Completely new world map to traverse. You know, more linear levels instead of a bigger interconnecting world. You know, obviously they had to pull back on certain aspects to fit the cartridge size, but still looked and played fairly well for a Nintendo 64 game. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot more nostalgia for the original Quake, and not a lot of people play Quake 2 as much. Even though Quake 2 had an incredible, Quake 2 had an incredible multiplayer, just like Quake 1. Although I don't know how long and successful Quake 2's multiplayer was compared to Quake 1. I know the thing with Quake 1 is that Quake 1 had a lot of... Oh, we got the charges. Quake 1's modding scene really helped build out what you can do on a 3D FPS engine. Oh shit. By the way, in the original game, when you fired this machine gun, it would start to trail upward. It was super annoying. The developer behind remastering this game thankfully decided to not re-include that little feature into the gun. It's like, why would I ever want to use this thing if I have to keep, like, wrenching my mouse down? I just use it, I'll just use the double barrel shotgun. Now this thing's a lot more fun to play. It's a lot more controlled. Oh shit. Wow, we got him in one go, huh? Oh. I can't jump through there. Okay. That's also something fun they added in the second game. There's flies now that goes around these destroyed creatures. Speaking of creatures, that's also a really big departure from what Quake 1 was. Quake 1 was an amalgamation of just all these random ideas. Originally it was, you had Doom, which is all pretty much about, fighting demons from hell. Quake was supposed to be more of a medieval fantasy, like a dark fantasy game. Didn't become that. Instead, it was more of a dark fantasy, eldritch horror, and, like, dark, like, I don't really want to say cyberpunk. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but yeah, just a thrown together collection of just all these crazy ideas, just throwing anything at the wall that sticks, and just bringing you through this crazy landscape of just jumping through different rifts and times and space, dealing with all sorts of eldritch horror and stuff. When Quake II was developed, all that went out the window. Instead, they focused more on a biomechanical enemy called the Strogg. It's think of like the Borg if they were like developed in like the rated R era of the 90s. You know, you got this technological enemy that's essentially absorbing everybody to take over the universe, right? The question is, how the heck did we get from what we were doing in Quake 1? Because in Quake 1, we're a soldier. I believe our name is Ranger, or that's our designation. Our command was being taken over and destroyed by the forces of Quake, as it's called. Which is why every single time we start a new act, we start in like a slipgate complex, which is very technological, only to descend deeper and deeper into like levels of madness. Quake 2 does away with all that and just kind of simplifies things. It's like, yeah, we're dealing with a biomechanical enemy. I like how they have little death animations that can actually do something that affects the player. Always keeping you on your toes until they're finally down. It's pretty cool. Yeah, these guys will last fire in their last moments, which can hit you. You gotta be careful. Can I save in this game? I can. I see. Got more ammo in this thing. These guys take a lot of machine gun fire. We gotta know all those guys here. Oh, is that a different melee attack? Did they give... I don't remember him having optional, like, melee attacks. I thought it was just the one animation. Like, I mean, the timing's a little different? Ocean. These guys are like commanders, I think. I like how interactivity in Quake 2, if you want to interact with a keyboard, is you just push the keyboard in. There you go, you interacted with it. Yeah, this game has a certain level of horror to it, but compared to the first game, the level of horror in this game is very tame, because, you know, it makes sense. You're dealing with biomechanical machines that want to shoot you. Quake 1, it's all over the place, and man, they really play up the horror factor in it. We were having a real hard time playing that as a kid. I still have a hard time playing Quake 1 single player as a kid. Not so much with Quake 2. Quake 2 is a bit more manageable. For me, it's like the difference for me between playing... It's like the difference between me playing Resident Evil or Silent Hill. They're both horror games, but they both approach it very different ways, and I can handle one better than the other. Oh, shit. Oh gosh, she's got a rocket launcher. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Quake 1 gets all the glory. But Quake 2 is pretty cool. I like Quake 2. I wish they had more Quake first-person, like, campaign games that explores deeper into, like, the Strogg and stuff. Because they only did that with 2 and 4. You know, 1 is a completely different beast. 2 is this game. What the heck? 3 is purely just an arena shooter, which I never was a fan of. Like, I like arena shooters, but I didn't like that they used a number title of Quake for it to be an arena shooter. It could have been like Quake Arena or something. Kind of like how Unreal had Unreal Tournament. You know, they had their own separate numbering. And then there's Quake 4, which I like Quake 4. I thought Quake 4 was pretty good. Once again, another FPS game that kind of got overshadowed by a lot of its contemporaries just because of what it was doing. It was still following that Quake feel of an FPS, but by then people were more interested in like Call of Duty and stuff like that, so they kind of missed out on the market. But if you're a fan of Quake, I'd recommend giving Quake 4 a try. I think it's pretty good. And then there's the game that nobody knows even existed, which is actually a really cool game, at least in my opinion. And that's Enemy Territory Quake Wars. That game got a bad rap from the community just because it didn't play like normal Quake multiplayer, which is basically like an arena shooter. If you don't know what an arena shooter is, it's basically really fast, like fast-paced, run and gun, rocket jumping, you know, just absolute mayhem in these big, you know, these big kind of like enclosed arenas. Most of the time they're enclosed. You got robo-dogs. Is there like a trick to this? There you go. Okay, I don't need to... There you go. That gave me a second. I see something here. There we go. No Strogg bots in chat. What's that? That was close. But yeah, Quake and Quake 2 multiplayer very much leaned into that Quake Arena, or the arena style multiplayer. Whereas Enemy Territory Quake Wars took a class-based, like, like class-based phase system for multiplayer. Oh, they're fighting each other. Nice. Yeah, if you've ever seen it before, if you ever played Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, it's the same team that did that one. And it's the same idea. You have one side is one force, the other side is the other force. You work together as a team. There's different classes that specialize in different things, and in the level, you're gonna have. Oh shit! Oh, those things can stab you. Oh, that's not cool. You have. Oh. You have different classes you can choose from, and each one. Okay, so that's how we get that thing. Oh my gosh. Oh man, these things have. They got like strong heads. I mean, that kind of makes sense. The more I look at these enemy designs, the more I think of like Warhammer 40K's, you know, like servitors. Oh, he's coming out this way. Okay. Yeah, each level would have like different phases where you would have to like destroy a gate to enter, or reprogram a comm tower, or just, you know, all sorts of like little phases to move you along in the level. And those were completed by different classes that you had available on your team. So each class had a unique specialty they could bring, not just as a like for team cohesion, but also to help advance map objectives, which I thought was awesome. Nice. Yeah, see, in this game, you actually have objectives. Quake 1, it was just very much run through a level, kill all the things, get to the next gate. This game had a bit more story to it. But yeah, a lot of old school players didn't like Enemy Territory Quake Wars. I thought Enemy Territory Quake Wars was awesome, and I'm pretty bummed that a lot of people don't know it exists. It's abandonware now. You can download it for free. It's just getting it running that's the trick. You can get it running though. I've seen videos explaining how to do it. I haven't done it myself. I may try to get it running in the near future so I can show people how it plays, because it really is fun. I think the only complaint I really had about it was that the visuals were a little bland for its time. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gosh. Such cool animation. Okay, so we came from here. Okay. yeah, my definitely I do have complaints for enemy territory Quake Wars. I love it overall, but yeah, it needed more stages. There was only like 14 or I think it was 16. It was either 12 or 16 maps, and like 3 of them are interconnected. So if you play one, you're going to go to the next. If you play that one, you're going to go to the next. You know, it's a continuation. So when you actually did a full campaign, you played through like a third of the game. You know, just by doing a single campaign playthrough, multiplayer. What is that? Oh, jeez. Okay, that made me jump there. This game usually doesn't make me jump, but that actually, that did it there. That sounds creepy. Gosh dang. Damn, I didn't see her. Gravity generator gravity. Oh. Nice. Now we get to have fun with the gravity in this game. Oh shit. That dude has like what, 3 different attacks? A melee attack, a leap attack, and a grenade launcher? That's pretty wild. Pretty different when you think about Doom, right? Everyone loves Doom. Enemies in Doom only had 1 attack. I think the Imp was the only one that had 2 attacks. It was either threw fireballs or it would claw you if it was up close. All the other enemies, I'm pretty sure they all had 1 set attack that was either range based or melee based. So for a game like this to actually have multiple enemy AI decisions, you know, and have like multiple ways of dealing with you. And just Quake in general, it's still pretty cool. Oof. I see. Warning, lift off in progress. Oh shit. Okay, I thought that was gonna have more ramifications there. Like if you stand behind it, right, you would get incinerated by its thrusters. I guess not. Oh shit. Oh shit. Was it this? Damn it. Gotta make sure to save. Always important to save. But yeah, I'm getting back into Quake again because I recently saw that on GOG. I've been buying a lot of games on GOG recently because of the really cool, like, incorporated mods that you can have, like, installed and working out of the box, so to speak, without having to, like, fully know, like, having to go through the trouble of, like, fully understanding how to mod and install mods. And while Steam definitely has the workshop, which is really cool, there are certain mods that don't utilize the stupid. Okay. Yeah, there's certainly mods that are very big and expansive that, for the most part, aren't on the workshop. You have to manually go to various websites that have these mods and fully install them yourself. And depending on the process, they can be, you know, just copying files over, using a dedicated installer, or in some cases, grabbing, grabbing a ton of individual mod links to create a massive mod installation for something really complex. Look at, for instance, the Stalker Gamma. I actually rebought Stalker again on the GOG, even though I already owned it on the Steam, and I already owned physical discs that came out decades ago. I ended up rebuying it on GOG because it offered a one-click installation that's fully updated for Stalker Gamma. I tried installing Stalker Gamma the manual way. It took a few hours to do, and at the end of the day, it wasn't working. So I kind of gave up on it. Now the game does work. Works really well, actually. I may play on stream sometime. I still need to beat Stalker Clear Sky Reclamation Project. And Call of Pripyat. Although I was pretty close to beating it when I played it offline years ago, before my PC's saves got corrupted. But yeah, it was just a really long-winded explanation of me saying I saw that Call of the Void, a really awesome, ambitious mod for Quake II, offered a one-click install on GOG. So I decided to get it, even though I already owned it all on Steam. And here we are. Now I'll probably play Call of the Void on stream sometime in the near future, possibly as a collab. We'll see. But I really wanted to play something Quake-wise on stream, and I was like, hey, you know what? I've never actually beat Quake 64 or Quake II 64. Let's check it out. So we're checking it out. Man, this thing eats through a lot of ammo, but boy does it solve problems. Whoa, that guy sidestepped. Is that something they were capable of doing in the original? Oh. Yep. Wonder who was in that. Really use a rocket launcher. Just a normal one. Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Silencer. Oh, I didn't mean to get that. Oh jeez. Definitely use more health. Crap. I'm stuck. Ugh. I could use more health. See the docking station. Crap. Yeah, this, if I remember correctly, this is really playing different compared to just normal Quake II. Oh my gosh, these things. Is this not it? Maybe we gotta go further in the stage. Oh. How to create a horror, scary female design for a first-person shooter. Make her have like weird-looking like mechanical bits, and have her be mostly scantily clad naked or something super form-fitting. Peak 90s game design, or peak 90s character design. Oh shit, I forgot about these things. There we go. A little too close for rockets. Oh, that's not good. That is oh, he's shooting something. Is that it? Nope. Oh shit, someone else is... Who's that? Oh. Oh, over here. That'll help. Okay, there's that one. Shit, shit. Man. Oh man. Could really use more health. Shit. Alright. Got another charge set. Jeez. Yikes. He's got a railgun. Damn, that hurt. Hey, Noel, how you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. We'll put you in a Quake mood. I saw that a really, really cool overhaul mod called Call of the Void is now available for free on GOG if you purchase a copy of Quake II on GOG. So I decided to get it. If you don't know what that mod is, basically what it does is it tries to bridge the gap between Quake and Quake 2. Because like I was kind of explaining in chat earlier, Quake 1 is very different to Quake 2. There is like an interlinking setting, but it's kind of like it's very multiversal, right? Oh, nice. Okay. And so, you know, you're dealing with the forces of Quake and all this weird eldritch shit and horrors beyond your imagination in the first game. And now you're fighting, like, crazy, like, biomechanical armies in the form of the Strogg in the second game. So it almost seems like neither game is interlinked, which they technically are. Just that it's such a vast difference that it's kind of hard to, without really kind of digging into it, it's really hard to kind of put A and B together. Well, Call of the Void essentially tries to attempt to bridge that gap. I think it takes place after Quake II, where you get summoned by this eldritch being to essentially go into the various universes and stop the Strogg from taking over these various races that I guess all worked for like a different being in their own universes, and now are being hostilely taken over and used by the Strogg to continue its war on the galaxy and to eventually take over Earth. And so you're basically retracing your steps through the original Quake I campaign, now dealing with Stroggified versions of these creatures, and trying to stop the Strogg again. I just figured Quake 1 and Quake 2 are different continuities. Yeah, see, that's what I thought initially. But I'm like, you know what? It deals with slipgate technology. These are technically different universes. It's, you know, maybe we dealt with the forces of Quake and the All-Mother, and now that there's a space opened up, one of the universes has the Strogg in it, and now they're going through the slipgates, and now they're trying to take over the universe, right? That's kind of how I just figured it was. But yeah, I'm definitely going back and starting to replay through the different Quake games again, so you may see me stream some more Quake. And, you know, if you want to join me on some co-op campaigns for some of the Quake releases, you know, I'm always down. Also, I just downloaded and installed the community made available version. You have Quake 2 on Steam? I do as well. I'm playing this on GOG, but that's only because it has Call of the Void installed on it, but I also have a copy of Quake 2 on Steam. To detonate. Oh shit, oh shit. That was close. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, I just downloaded and installed the community made available version of Unreal Tournament 2004. It's 100% fully patched for... Damn. It's 100% fully patched for, you know, modern machines. Everything works right out the installation. You have widescreen support. You have all these different cool features and quality of life changes. You just jump right into multiplayer. It looks amazing. It runs amazing. If you want, Noel, you should also download and install that. We can also stream it together with some other people sometime this week. That'd be super hype. I was debating whether or not I wanted to show that off, or show Quake 2 64 off, but I figured if it'd be a lot more fun to plan a get together with other people for Unreal Tournament 2004 than it would be for, you know, it's better to do that one in a group. Whereas Quake 2, you can still have a lot of fun in the single player. So Noel, did you ever prefer Quake 1 or Quake 2? Or were you more of an Unreal guy? Because even though I love Quake 1 and Quake 2, I never really got into its online multiplayer scene very much, even though I did play it a little bit. But my family didn't really have internet back then. My uncle did. But you know, the internet was very different back then. And by the time I started playing online multiplayer shooters, that's when Unreal Tournament 2003 and 2004 were coming out, as well as Unreal Championship, and I got into Unreal more on the multiplayer side. But I loved Quake's like single player campaigns for Quake and Quake 2. But online multiplayer wise, like for their arena shooters, I wasn't really into them. I was way more of a Unreal Tournament kind of guy. No preference. Never really took the Strog or Slipgate settings seriously, because when I was growing up, the 90s shooter settings were just pretense for multiplayer deathmatches. Well, I mean, they were later. Not initially. Online multiplayer stuff for first-person shooters in the early to mid-90s were still mostly single-player focused. I think it's in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, where that became way more of a focus. Ed Cali, Quake, and Quake World. Quake had Quake World? Yeah. Gosh dang. Alright, well I tried that one. Oh. Dang, that was not as resourceful. Yeah, you want to go right up to him with the double barrel. Does the maximum amount of damage. I like how Quake 2 doesn't, or at least in the 64 version, it doesn't completely rely on the old tried and true method of old school FPS map design, where all you're doing is just fighting and searching for different colored key cards to open up the rest of the map. This is the first time this game is even mentioned looking for a key card for access. It's mostly flavored, but I mean you're still retrieving something to go back and open something else, but thematically it's, you know, or I should say narratively, it's being treated a little different. Uh-oh. One second. Huh. was weird. Controller wasn't working there for a moment. Also, F-22. Yeah, I saw that F-22 is released tomorrow. Well, I need to learn how... I didn't learn how to play that game before I stream it. You know, because that's a much more simulation-based F-22 game. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of controls and that I need to learn and understand. Gosh dang it. You played it? Oh, okay. Going up right up to dudes with a double barrel. Massive damage. Oh shit, there's two of them. Dang. Gosh, these guys are everywhere. Access denied. There you go. Got the key. Okay, that opened the security doors. You haven't seen these Quake... Wait. Oh, that's because we're just playing... We're playing Quake 60... We're playing Quake II 64 here. This is just normal... These are just normal Strogg enemies. I can show you after we complete this level here. Finally got the railgun. I don't want to waste ammo though. Yeah, these are just... Oh my gosh, I got 7 health left. Oh my gosh, I got 5 health left. Yeah, this is just Quake 2. But after we go through this level, I can switch games and I can show you what it looks like. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I played vanilla Quake 2, but I don't remember any 64 maps. Yeah, so this is the 64 version, which is a completely different version of Quake 2. It's a whole new, like, all the maps are different, how you interact with stuff, like yeah, it's Quake 2, but it's been completely redone on the 64. So this is definitely like, this is like a separate expansion version of Quake 2. Oh, this is gonna suck. Oh my gosh. Hey Naveen, how you doing? Oh jeez. Oh jeez. There's no ping in Discord. Well, that's the thing. I don't actually ping my Discord for when I go live. It's it's kind of it's kind of odd to say, but I always feel like I may be bothering people if I'm pinging people on when I go to stream. But eventually, once I redo my, oh my gosh, once I redo my Discord, I'll have it to where it auto pings. Like every other normal channel. I just haven't done that for my channel. Ah, about time. Ah, your ping is so infrequently, it's not bad at all. Well, see, that's the thing, is that I don't ping often, so when I do ping, it's like, hey, there's something up. Whereas like everyone else pings like every day because they're doing something new every day, and I'm like, I feel like I'm bothering people, so I don't really do that. I just kind of be like, yeah, you want to go see, check it out, but you know, nobody will know that I'm doing it because I never ping. But yeah, autopilot engaged. Proceed to car. Oh, okay. Yeah, but how are you doing, Naveen? Hope you're doing well. Damn it, I got stuck. Oh, what? Oh, I see. There you go. Gosh dang it. That went better. What is that? Was that the ship? Need the red key. Oh, I see. Right there. Oh, this guy doesn't do rocket. This guy does the. Wait, I thought he also threw grenades. I guess I messed up. I guess I mixed up my strong enemies. My strong enemies. Oh, okay, already did that. the Hyper Blaster. Oh, this was bad. I should have just kept going. Man, they're all so aggro-y. Oh, that was unlucky. Oh, that's right. These guys also instinctively duck sometimes. Dude, the AI for this game was so ahead of its time. Yeah, sometimes enemies will duck to avoid getting hit. They're not quite as smart as, you know, what would eventually come for like enemy soldiers you would deal with in Half-Life. Still, it was pretty awesome AI logic for... When did this game come out? Was it 97 or 98? It might have been 98. Oh, I'm not used to those guys having machine guns. Oh shit. Dang it, I just got shot up. Oh gosh. Oh. Hey, welcome back. This was 98? Okay. Well, the original... Oh, it was 97? Really? It came out a year after Quake? Seriously? I thought that would have taken at least 2 years to make Quake II. Oh, you're talking about the 64 version? Because I can understand if that's the case. Yeah, it tech were very yeah, it tech had some amazing technological progress for their games. I don't know where things are going now with id Tech, but it seems like it definitely kind of gave way to the Unreal Engine. Which, to anybody who's ever played an Unreal 5 engine game knows that's not necessarily a compliment. Not unless if it's done right. We went from sprite-based 2.5D in Doom to full 3D in Quake in 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, the amount of times you saw generational leaps actually look like really gave it a truly significant difference. Man, it was so wild growing up in the 90s and 2000s for video game technology. Cause yeah, it's like nowadays it's with the exception of very like fringe kind of like high tech stuff, most things still kind of look the same. What We've invested a bit of time to get back into simming. Nice. Everybody's trying to jump up here. That's kind of funny. Gosh dang it.